What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Welcome back to the stream. Happy Wednesday. We are live. Hi, Brock. I hope you had a good day at work. The dog's being a psycho. We clearly have a very fun special guest on the stream today, our awesome friend Jobob. If you guys are new to the stream and you haven't had a chance to meet him yet, welcome. And we are very glad you are here.
Very disappointed.
Yeah.
Greatly.
Wildly. I mean, is he even a friend? No. Is he even really here? The world may never know, because today we are talking Meta's new AI Instagram profiles. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but I was scrolling through Instagram yesterday and was completely shocked how truly creepy what we are about to discuss today is.
I haven't seen it at all.
I know. I'm getting a blind reaction from Jobob today, which will be great. And if you guys haven't seen this yet, or maybe you have no idea what it is, but you have seen it, now you know. So today on the stream, we are unpacking Meta's new AI personalities based on celebrities, as well as the future of artificial intelligence and our take on that as we continue to evolve and see AI change from ChatGPT to AI girlfriends and husbands, and now AI celebrities, which is the weirdest development I think the world could have never predicted 6 months ago. But we got a lot to talk about. If you guys are just now joining us, don't forget to introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, where you're watching from, and especially if you are new to the stream, over in our live chat. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Getter, and of course to our locals gang. And it's always fun to have our number one guy, Jobob, in the house.
Intro thing. You got all
Thanks, Faye. I mean, you do this every day.
Yeah, but I'm not good at it, is the thing. It's been 2 years that I've been doing my thing, and
That's really embarrassing for you.
Once a week, I go I can't believe any of you people watch this.
I actually had my parents once when I very first started live streaming. They just to be fair, I think our parents' generation just doesn't really understand live streaming the same way, but they specifically asked me, "We love you, but no offense, why would people sit there for 2 hours and just watch you talk about something? I don't understand that."
I think I'm on the cusp of that. I'm on the cusp of that.
Okay, old man.
No,
You became a dad and all of a sudden you're like, "No internet."
I've always been like that. I do it.
Oh,
and
no,
don't
they can't
understand
hear
why-
you. Hang on.
I do it, but I don't understand why people would watch. If that makes sense.
That does make sense. I know you guys can't hear him. We're fixing this up. I got a new mic.
Dos
Talk.
El Micos. Check. 1 2 1 2 check.
Beautiful. We should be good to go.
Okay,
I got
yeah,
a new
now it's
mic.
happening.
So Jobob, the man, is here. Hopefully that fixes things. I'm sure that's why Brock is spam texting me right now. Yeah, Brock, I hear you. Thank you so much. Isabel. Classic. Okay, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear him. That we've been working on the mic
Or a
fund,
thumbs down.
The mic fund for quite some time, believe it or not. It has been...
These are not cheap microphones.
No,
I
they're
also
not.
have 2 of them, and they're not cheap.
It was worth the investment, but we did have to wait a really long time. You guys, all of your donations in the super chat over the last few months went to this microphone. So thank you for helping us all with that. We're going to say hi to some people really quick in our live chat. Before we do that, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to our amazing friends who help make this stream possible. You guys know I am a totally independent live streamer. Jobob and I are just literally hanging out in the spare bedroom of my apartment. This is not bought out by any multi-million-dollar media company. We say what we believe and share our values authentically here on the stream. But we are very fortunate to have some partners that help make the stream financially possible so that we can be as authentic for you guys and as grassroots and truly unscripted as humanly possible. One of which are our amazing friends over at Nori Supplements. I have been so excited to be working with them this fall. If you guys don't already know, or maybe you haven't heard me talk about them before, Nori delivers the highest quality and most accessible microbiome solutions on the market. I've been on this huge journey, and now that you're a dad, I'm sure you're going to do this too, Jobob, of detoxing my life lately. Crystal's pretty crunchy in a good way. I'm sure she already does this too. But that also goes to the makeup that I use and the skincare that I use and the cleaning supplies around my house. A big part of that also, though, is detoxing stuff inside of your body and your gut microbiome. I remember from human gross anatomy class and physiology is easily the gateway to your immune system and the rest of your health. Nori has the cleanest ingredients backed by science. They are all made in the USA with 0 additives, and I have loved taking them for my personal health. I love their women's health probiotic. They have a digestive health supplement that works really great, but by far and large, my favorite product of theirs is their signature Stay Well product, which is kind of like a little packet of Emergency, but with way better ingredients and much, much cleaner, providing support to your immune system and to your microbiome all at once. If you travel a lot or you're always on the go, at Jobob being on like 8 airplanes this week, this will absolutely help you stay healthy on your journey. You can grab your first Nori product from the link that I just dropped in our live chat and use code Isabel20 for a discount on your first order. And as we are saying hello to some people, I'm sure we'll want to just say right at the beginning of the stream some things about what's going on around the world. As you guys can tell, we're not talking about Israel on the stream today. We covered it at length yesterday for 3.5 hours on the stream, easily the longest stream that we've ever done. Had some really phenomenal guests. And tomorrow I will be having a very special interview with a Palestinian human rights expert who lives in East Jerusalem. He is a very world-renowned current events and political analyst and huge expert on what's going on in the Middle East. I know people have been wanting a different perspective, but an interesting one at the very least. And I'm sure if you guys are curious at all about what Hamas governance and leadership really looks like for the Palestinian people, you are going to want to hear everything that this person has to say. So he'll be joining us for the stream tomorrow, but we figured there's a lot of accounts talking about everything in the Middle East. I think we could all use a bit of a smile today as well. So we are here to try to provide that. But if you had anything you wanted to say about what's going on today.
Oh, no. I was going to say, I think an AI me would be a better version of me because I have been criticized.
All right, there you go.
I've been criticized several times when I was doing live ad reads for unintentionally or somewhat intentionally making fun of the copy that I get. And you were saying,
nice.
When you were saying your gut binomes, or
I wrote that copy.
I had a hard time not saying, yep, that's just my gut binomes are being binomial.
Jobob.
I don't know. AI of me would be better than real me.
Also, congratulations to Grazer, this year's champion of Fat Bear Week in Katmai National Park. I was betting on Grazer from day one. People, I have been voting for this bear religiously, so we love to see it, and we love that there are some things that the government does that's actually worth our taxpayer dollars as an investment. All right, let's start over on YouTube and say hello to some people. Dutch Canadians watching in Denmark today. Very fun. Total Package and Jake are here. Jake's watching in Australia. The door just violently opened from Brock walking in to work on some stuff. Dream World, Don and Brenda are here. We've got Brown Rice, Total Package. Jay is watching. We've got a main back with us today watching in Morocco, which is so great. Glad you are here. Los Fravosa is watching over in Eastern Europe. Over on Rumble, we've got TZ Patriot, Data Science Guy, The Shadow Band. It's Jobob. Do you know The Shadow Band? They know you.
Yeah, we're buddies.
Oh, I love that. Very fun. Yeah. Patriot Stream is watching on Getter. Nitty Witty and MCP are kicking things off for us in the chat. And we've got the Locals Truth Seeker gang back. Alex, Tito, Mountain Lover, Crazy Cat Lady, Becca. I'm so glad you're back, Becca. Every time I feel like you're on vacation, I'm like, we're just missing something from the Locals chat. And we'll be back for our post-stream Q&A today on Locals as well for a little extra special fun with Jobob that you guys will all be invited to. No spoilers. Will it really be you? Will it be AI? Are you even real right now? I don't know. The world may never know. All right, you guys. Today we are unpacking Meta's new AI creepy Instagram. Oh, I don't want you to look. Don't look yet. Creepy new Instagram thing. And as I mentioned, obviously, like many of you, I have been completely glued to social media in the last several days.
This is appropriate.
Very you.
This is appropriate and also a little racist, honestly. I can't believe my culture is being appropriated here on this stream. Sorry, get back to what you're talking about with the AI thing.
Silent, please. Your AI coding is going out of control here. As like many of you, I have been completely glued to social media over the last several days, and 99% of what I'm seeing is in regards to everything that's happening with the Israel-Hamas war, really graphic, crazy stuff. And then in the midst of all of these insane posts and videos, and just as a side note, truly vile comments of hatred, including a lot of the ones that I saw today on Instagram, which let's just agree to be better humanity if that's an option for us at this point, if we are not too far gone for that. The pessimist in Jobob probably says that's impossible.
Your reel was a nuclear just grenade chucked into the
You can love people.
Yeah. I think I commented, like, and where's the controversy?
Yeah.
Anyways.
We'll cover that after we talk about this. How about that? Because I'd love to get Jobob's take on it. But as I'm scrolling through, I came across this profile and I'm like, what the heck is this? There's like 100,000 people following this account. It's verified. It felt really bizarre. And I click on it and everything in the corner says this image or this video was generated by AI. And I'm like, this is bizarre. I'm so confused. In the bio of this account says powered by Meta. And I had just didn't hear about this. I guess you guys might have heard about this before it was ever unleashed. But Meta has teamed up with, it turns out, multiple celebrities to roll out these AI Instagram accounts that are so freakishly realistic. It honestly makes me want to like punch myself in the face. Like, am I even seeing this? I don't know. It is the most bizarre, crazy thing that I've ever seen. And I didn't know that they were teaming up with celebrities before I saw this. So I thought they were like ripping off the image and likeness of celebrities. No, they have actually paid these celebrities. And I'll tell you more of the info here in just a second. But this is what these accounts look like. I genuinely am just so confused. This is called Your Sis Billy, Your Sister Billy, AI managed by Meta. It's your local ride or die girl who lives in New York City. And you can DM her anytime about anything if you just need a sis to talk about and talk about your life. And this was the video that I first saw. It's called, "Hey guys, it's Billy." Oh, I'll play this for some music or for the background noise for you guys. "Chatting with me is like having an older sister you can talk to, but who can't steal your clothes." Obviously looks exactly like Kendall Jenner. So I'm like, did you just rip off the image and likeness of Kendall Jenner? Is that even possible?
Billy, I just want to introduce myself. I am here to chat whenever you want. Message me for any advice.
Message me for any advice. I'm ready to talk.
I hope to talk to you soon.
This looks like a real person.
Hey guys, it's Billy. I just want to introduce myself. I am here to chat whenever you want. Message me for any advice. I am ready to talk, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Like, this looks like, I'll turn the audio off now. This looks like a real person sitting here doing a little selfie video. This video is AI. This video is not real.
Okay.
So then I start doing some more digging into this account, right? And if you look in the corner, there's this like weird little watermark in the bottom. And if you zoom in on that watermark, it says imagined by AI, imagined by AI. And this is the hashtag that they're using for everything. I'm restarting Gilmore Girls again. Ha ha ha. Hashtag imagined with AI. This one, PR girly by day, advice giver by night.
Scroll the other side. Scroll to well, never mind. Okay, so the watermark isn't on the other selfie.
Interesting. So is this actually a picture?
That's fascinating.
Of Kendall Jenner.
And then does that lead to the tech companies saying, we are the only ones who will be the arbitrators of what is real and what is not?
Right.
And it will be denoted by this small little badge in the corner. If you see the badge, then it's definitely fake. And if you don't see the badge, it's definitely real.
Like, it's this thing is new to me. This little like round thing in the corner.
Yeah.
Feels new because most of the AI generated images I'm seeing on TikTok or anywhere else, you can probably tell they're AI, but like you don't know 100%. Photoshop's new AI feature, you don't know if that was actually photographed or part of Photoshop's new AI generative
So doing
film.
our comedy tour, I have an improv group opening for me, and well, it doesn't matter. There's an improv group, and I hadn't had any pictures of the improv group, so I AI'd an improv group and put it on the flyers, and it's sold a lot of money in tickets.
Okay,
like it's almost indistinguishable. And by almost I mean clearly it's indistinguishable.
But like this could be like an artsy Instagram photo. It looks too professional maybe for like an artsy Instagram photo. But if you didn't have this like little imagined with AI thing.
Well, you've messed around with Midjourney, right?
No.
What?
What is this?
Midjourney? It's like the I don't want to say premiere, because a bunch of people that are like super into this are going to be like, that's not the best. But Midjourney's nuts. You can type in a prompt, and you can type in ultra realistic in the style of a Vogue magazine shoot, and it will give you creepily realistic things.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, we're gonna play with that as soon as we're done talking about this. So this obviously freaks me out. But you're right, Jobob. That little logo thing, watermark, is not in the corner. So clearly this is actually, allegedly, supposed to be a selfie of Kendall Jenner, who they base this "your sister Billie" on. But we don't know. Everybody's asking, is this image AI? Nobody knows. Is this a Black Mirror episode in real life? Wow, we have AI generated Kendall Jenner. And everybody in the video is asking, is this legal? Like, are you even getting paid for this? And so, first and foremost, I see this account and I'm just immediately creeped out, right? But they're not just doing this for Kendall Jenner. They're doing this with many, many other celebrities. This article is from Business Insider, and they're paying the celebrity faces of these AI bots as much as $5 million to sit down for 6 hours of work so that they can like scan their faces and like create this AI generated thing of their face. Let me just say up front, I don't think $5 million in perpetuity forever for your image and likeness to be used as an AI fake person is enough money. I don't think that's enough.
I'm going to happily disagree with you. And Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening out there, I'll do it for half that. 6 hours of my time for $2.5 million. Yeah,
I'd take an AI Jobob. That would be
I'll go ahead and do that.
But just to give you an overview of what's going on, Meta has unveiled this new, they're calling it an AI assistant. So I guess this, like your sister, your older sister you can talk to who won't steal your clothes, is the new Siri. This is the replacement for Siri.
I'm looking at this picture of myself and my close personal friend Kendall Jenner and see if that's trying to use it to figure out. I know you guys can't see it. Oh, never mind. It's a joke that doesn't work on live stream. Okay, well, so do you want to hear my like, aha, I told everybody years ago thing?
Yeah.
So you're familiar with the therapy websites like BetterHelp,
yes,
or Talkspace, or those things.
Her.com, I think, has one. Hers.
Yeah. So Crystal, my wife, is a therapist, and she was curious about that when she got licensed. Like, hey, what can I like do some at-home therapy on the side? And it didn't make sense for me financially. Like they were paying
kind of like telehealth or something.
Yeah. Well, but they were paying exorbitant amounts of money for therapists because therapists are expensive, and then they were charging the customers way less. So I'm thinking, okay, if the cost that the customer is paying is not enough to cover the service that's being provided to them, then something else is happening. And so I started to think, this is like 3 or 4 years ago now. They're gathering as much data as humanly possible from real therapists to put in an AI generated, because therapy, right, is it's very humanistic and it's very relational, but there's also just kind of your standard. This is what you ask this question, you do this, you do this, you do this. There's a procedural aspect to it, and so I kind of thought, well, if they aggregate enough therapists working in therapy, they don't have to make any money now, because eventually they'll get enough information to be able to output all of the actual, like this, your big sis or whatever, your AI generated big sis. They'll get enough information to mimic
just code it,
a real therapist, and they won't have to pay therapists.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying, and I would agree with you. That's why I think $5 million is not nearly enough money for this, because it's in perpetuity for the rest of time, your image and likeness being coded for whatever purpose. I mean, probably.
Well, I mean, I don't know. But
the internet lives forever. I mean...
Yeah, but Facebook is a big company, and I can't... Like, I think you're right, and I think the agents that are involved, the Kendall Jenner agent who negotiated this deal, is going to put a time limit on it for at least Facebook. Now,
perhaps.
That's not saying that the rest of the internet won't be able to use it forever, because, like you said, the internet is the internet.
Yeah.
But Facebook, I think, she'll be able to... I don't know. Bottom line is that's a lot of money for 6 hours.
It is. It's just odd to me, because if you think of a Kendall Jenner or a Mr. Beast, how much... I mean, they make $5 million from one video. More than that from
Mr.
one
Beast
video
probably just did it
because
he thought it would be cool.
Probably.
Like, he's probably thinking it's cool.
So there's this whole lineup now of celebrities that have agreed to give their image and likeness, not their name, because they're not named after the celebrity. They're named after other people, like a fake person.
What if none of these celebrities actually got paid or voluntarily gave their name and likeness, and then Facebook, when hit with the lawsuit from Mr. Beast and Kendall Jenner, are going to create an AI of them saying, no, we did give our consent to this.
Now my brain is like, this is Inception with Inception.
Yeah.
It could be in the terms and conditions of the platforms. How do we know that signing up for Instagram, nobody reads the terms and conditions? How do you know you didn't sign up to do that theoretically? I mean, that's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So they're creating these not of the celebrity. Like, it's not an AI Kendall Jenner. They don't call her Kendall Jenner. They call her your big sis Billy. And we'll show you some of the other ones here in just a second.
What if
AI versions of celebrities to be chatbots and AI assistants that are basically the new Siri or the new Alexa or the new Google Play. And they're not all paid this much, but one of the top paid people was paid $5 million for 6 hours of work. This was all unveiled by Mark Zuckerberg last month, and now it's just starting to be posted on Instagram like this week, which is why everybody's just seeing it for the first time. They already have an AI chatbot, just as a side note, that's really similar to ChatGPT. I can't remember what it's called. It's like, what is the meta chatbot? I can't remember. It's going to drive me nuts.
Who cares?
Yeah, fair
I don't
enough.
know.
But they have this 28 lineup now of celebrities using their image to be a chatbot through an Instagram account. For example, Kendall Jenner's likeness is used for Billy, who's a big sister to give you advice. And Tom Brady plays Brew, which is a chatbot to talk to people about debating sports. So if you don't have a real person that you can sit down in your life with to debate about the football game, you too can message a fake Tom Brady named Brew to talk about sports. They also worked with Mr. Beast, Charlie D'Amelio, and more, which is crazy.
I think one of my real Jobob, non-AI Jobob flaws is getting to the 30,000 foot view immediately and wondering, like, where does this go?
Exactly.
Do you think that society will wholly reject this at some point? I don't know if it's going to be in a year or in 10 years or in 50 years and just say, all right, we're done with all of it and we're just going to leave it. Or is it going to be so ingrained to our culture that we just...
Honestly, where my brain immediately goes, Jobob, is like Blade Runner. Like, what is the end conclusion of something like this? What was the point of needing an AI girlfriend, which we have, or an AI husband, which we have, or now AI celebrities, which Mark Zuckerberg says there's apparently a huge need. There's a huge need out there for AI celebrities, apparently.
I wonder if they're going to be like the actual celebrities, because you've met a fair share of your celebrities in your life. I've met a fair share of celebrities in my life. They're not, generally speaking, people that you want to hang out with or talk to or message with. So I wonder, like, if that's going to be like, and not to throw shade at Kendall Jenner here, because I don't know her. For all I know, she's a very nice person.
You took a picture with her, apparently.
I had dinner with her one time.
Did you really?
You hadn't heard this story?
Jobob? Okay, can I just say, this is why being friends with Jobob is like the greatest adventure ever as a friend. This man will just, in the middle of a conversation about something completely different, drop the weirdest side note story. Like, I swear, Jobob, you have been on more side quests than any other person I've ever met in my entire life.
One of my friends in college said, he gave me a nickname. It doesn't, this nickname sounds like what it isn't, but it the backdoor guy. Now, again, that sounds bad and shady and possibly even weird in a sense. But he was like, you just find the back door into everything.
Yes,
like,
you do. You're just there. Like, you're just always there. You are there for everything. Your daughter is going to be like, yeah, my dad went to dinner with Kendall Jenner. And my dad
went to dinner. We got sat at the same table at like some event award gala thing when I was in a boy band, which is a whole other thing.
What did I just say? Okay.
Can I airdrop you this picture to like show it? Because I feel like I don't know how quickly
you can't
easily
airdrop it to my computer.
This
Can you
is
just
done.
text it to me? Not airdrop.
Just because I feel like there's probably some folks out there, not that.
Okay, but point being.
Anyways, yeah, sorry.
There's apparently a need for AI celebrities, just like there was a need for AI girlfriends. And now, who knows? Is there a need for an AI president? Is there a need? I mean, not to be dramatic or like tinfoil hat sounding, but like, where does this go? Why is there a need for this?
I think the AI legislature, I think, is a funny concept because I think in a lot of ways that if it's designed you have voting, right? And the voting should be counted in front of poll watchers from both sides, right? If AI is designed as objectively as possible, with both sides of the political spectrum designing it to govern our society, I think a lot of the people, I don't like it either, but I do think a lot of the people that are pushing a lot of this sort of stuff will be very shocked to see the outcomes of what the AI would do. Like, if there was an objective AI, they would look at a lot of situations, and I think 9 times out of 10 pick the more conservative route just because, like, well, this is clearly better.
Well,
Beep,
the
boop, bop,
problem
boop,
with
beep.
that idea,
I don't want that to happen. I'm
the
just
problem
saying.
with that idea is we've already seen what happens when it does that. We saw that happen in real time with ChatGPT. You used to be able to ask ChatGPT, what is a woman? And it would tell you an adult biological human female with
That's what I'm
XX
saying.
chromosomes. And a week later, it said the exact opposite thing because of the people coding AI.
Yeah.
AI is not quite yet self-reliant, although I think we are going in that direction, which is a really terrible, crazy reality to
Well,
try
but-
to wrap your head around.
All I'm saying is I feel like if, and again, I'm not saying I want that to happen, but if that were to ever be the case, the whole facts don't care about your feelings would be the governing body that we'd abide by if AI were in charge.
Ah, but would it? Because wouldn't AI just be able to rewrite the fact?
No. Well, I mean, no. What would you, they would look at things in a more objective way.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
advocating for this. I just want to make that abundantly clear. I'm not
you
advocating
just like to
for
play
it.
devil's advocate.
But I'm just saying, like, there's a bunch of people that are like, AI would be way better. The people that think that AI would be a better governing solution, I think would be shocked at how AI would govern if that were to ever take place. Like, I think they would go like, oh, shoot, anti-monogamy is not a good thing, or just different things that history and culture have decided that this is objectively better, that people, and I don't want to say the left or the right, but people that are advocates for more technology would go, oh, wait a minute, I thought I was right about this. The AI turns out that says that I'm very wrong about it. Does that make sense? I don't know.
I get what you're trying to say.
I am not advocating for AI overlords.
Good.
Unless they do take over, in which case I am
We
your
love you.
ardent follower. Thank you for sparing my life
There's
and my
some
children.
great stuff in the chat. Daniel Maynard says there's a lot of things that Mark Zuckerberg thinks we need. I don't expect lizard people to have a good grasp on what people actually need, though. Good stuff, Daniel Maynard. We love that. Northern Wanderer. People really want to live in a sci-fi movie, but they seem to forget how all those movies turn out.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
literally.
Yeah, that's a great point.
That is the very nature of what we're seeing, and it's not just isolated to AI. I think we're seeing that with like the artificial womb pod concept. We're seeing that with the lab-grown meat concept. I feel like everything in our society is just inching closer and closer and closer to this like sci-fi movie concept. And this is a great example of that because I don't know if you guys have seen Blade Runner, the remake of Blade Runner with Harrison Ford and
I have
Ryan
no-
Gosling was really good. You've never seen it?
I don't even know what the premise of it is.
Okay, I know what you're doing tonight because you are staying with me today, but really great movie. They had like well, first of all, you're like a robot human, basically. They have robot humans and they also have like regular humans in society, but they like have two different classes and you have certain rights that other people don't have. It's really complicated, but they also have this like AI wife, like a mail order AI wife that's like a hologram, and her name's Joy. And basically like everybody has the same AI wife, played by Ana de Armas, which she did a really great job. It was really well done. But the whole concept is so freaky. And the other day when we were on the stream talking about AI girlfriends and how there's this like a multi-billion-dollar industry already across the whole planet because people would rather have an artificial intelligence girlfriend. If you don't already know this is like a real
Oh, no,
thing.
I assume that it happened. I haven't dug super into that, but yeah, I assume that that's the case.
Like, I genuinely think the end conclusion of some of this, because apparently we have a need for AI assistants, we have a need for AI girlfriends or husbands, we have a need for AI celebrities. Like, when you start creating a societal need for those things, what else do you have a need for? Do we have a need for an AI president? Do we have a need for an AI World Economic Forum? I don't know.
Can you imagine how AI is going to change the input into America's election system? Right? Because technology, and this, I don't mean to sound like there's people that are better or people that are worse in terms of like their work and what they do for a living. But in most cases, technology has taken the jobs of kind of the entry level people, right? And then those people have to progress and get to the higher form. In the AI world, you're going to see a lot of people who are like even upwards to like middle management having their jobs and tasks being replaced with AI. So I don't think the world has always had technological advances. That's standard.
Well, that's the nature of human
Just advancing.
progress. Yeah.
But in most cases, it's been kind of on the entry level, like.
That's an
standpoint.
interesting thought.
But so what does that do to the electorate? Like, what does that do to the voting populace when all of a sudden the jobs that are being taken away aren't your menial or entry-level task jobs? They're now thinking corporate-level jobs.
Or even like bigger than that at a societal level, if we don't have, so like more often than not, celebrities, Kendall Jenner's a bad example in my opinion, but more often than not, celebrities are famous because they have a skill that they offer to something. That's how it used to be. It's how it used to be. Like celebrities are like professional athletes, or they're really great content creators. Like they generally have something to offer that other people don't have, right? That's kind of supposedly how you become a celebrity. Again, Kendall Jenner's a really bad example because I still to this day have to ask myself how the Kardashians are as famous as they are.
I think they're crazy smart is what it is, I think Kim Kardashian is
debate
unbelievably smart.
They're very good at marketing themselves, I will say.
Tactful. I don't agree with them, but they're
tactful is a good way
tactful.
to say that. But if you don't even have like extraordinary people anymore, because you can just have that through AI, let alone entry-level positions for jobs in the job market. But like,
what
if the
happens?
concept of extraordinary people doesn't exist, then what? What happens to human greatness?
Well,
like
okay.
like reaching exceptionalism.
Yes. And the devil's advocate argument is it's weird to me when people look to other people as their almost worshipful figures. Like Chris and I went to London, and
I love London.
It was bizarre because this is like 2 weeks before King Charles is getting inaugurated. Or not inaugurated. Whatever. Same thing. That's the problem is they don't have inaugurations. They have coronations because they're a monarchy.
I think they have both, buddy,
Yeah,
but
whatever.
that's okay.
Anyways,
Sorry to all of you watching from across the pond.
we were there. We were there, and everyone was like, "Well, the king will walk down this road, and the king will touch this scepter, and this." And I was just like sitting there as an American through my American head, going, "Who cares?" And so I guess in the end, what I'm getting at is that the whole idea of celebrity is weird to begin with. So maybe celebrity going away,
but it's not going away. It's being replaced.
It's being replaced by nothing.
By something creepier. By nothing. That's actually
weird.
a good idea. By nothing. By something that literally means nothing that we are arbitrarily assigning value to, which is a really scary thing to wrap our heads around.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the dystopian potential future of AI and frankly present of AI is very difficult for us to figure out how we responsibly navigate as people, because the problem with AI is not necessarily that it exists. That's kind of like saying the problem with social media is that it exists. It's a tool. It's a tool that can be used for really good, or it can be used for very, very bad.
Well, it's here whether you like it or not.
And it's here. Like we can't get rid of it in society today. But where I'm concerned is that we already have like deepfake AI videos that were speeches that presidents never gave. We already have AI voice messages that people are using to prank call parents that sound like their kids and say they've been kidnapped or whatever.
That's heinous.
It's a crime. It's not a prank, but you know what I mean. Like to call parents and say, I've been abducted, I need $100,000 or whatever, and they're going to kill me, and their kid is actually fine. At what point then do you have like a celebrity or a trusted public figure telling you something, or like the president of the United States? I know that sounds so insane, but like look at how insane our country and world are right now. I don't feel like that's that far out of the realm of possibility. And apparently Daniel Maynard says we might not be familiar with this. Do you know what the Fallout video games are? Mm-hmm. I've never heard of these before.
I've heard of
apparently
it,
this was like a explored concept already. In Fallout 3, the US president is an AI that wants to commit mass genocide of humans that survived nuclear war. But that we find out that the president was AI. So apparently this concept is already out there. But what, like, if news can be replaced by AI deepfake videos, if presidential speeches already are being replaced by AI deepfake videos, and you don't know what is real and what's not, the average person doesn't get one of these little watermark things in the corner of a video or the corner of a picture, right? That usually doesn't exist.
Well, okay, so this is actually really interesting. I don't know if you remember this from, 2 months ago, but the DeSantis campaign was like on the line of like using AI. I don't know if you, okay. So Trump tweeted something.
Oh, I vaguely remember this.
Trump tweeted something, and then they used an AI generator to generate his voice reading that thing. And a lot of people from an ethical standpoint were like, is that okay? Because he did say it, but it was in text form. And
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
That reminds me on TikTok of all the people making AI songs from musicians that weren't. Have you never heard these?
No, I have.
Oh,
And it's
like the Drake ones? You would never know. Like that sounds like a Drake
So,
song.
Where is that line? Because you're right. Just flat out faking something is the worst, right?
Yes.
But there's a lot of gray in between there of like, okay, wait a minute.
It's not necessarily fake.
It's not fake, but it
It
didn't
could
happen.
be imitation.
Yeah.
So the greater like First Amendment and privacy, like 14th Amendment implications, or not 14th Amendment. What am I thinking of?
What are you
Yeah,
talking
14th
about?
Amendment. The greater like constitutional law implications of some of this are fascinating to me to think about from like a due process and privacy law and freedom of expression perspective, because technically, right, the concept of AI, if you are using it for something to generate something, could be considered like free expression.
Yeah.
But at what point is it not free expression? At what point does it trample privacy rights, or is it creating like a deep fake of someone else that didn't consent to that? Like the legal implications of this are insane to think about.
There's a scenario that I am going to not talk about here that I'm going to ask you about later. And if it's compelling enough, maybe you could talk about it tomorrow. But there's several scenarios that are like, okay, where are the ethical boundaries? Where are the parameters that you can go to but not over?
It's insane to think about. Daniel says, my dad had a saying, believe nothing you hear and only about half of what you see. Never has that been truer than right now. If you can look at a face of someone and know beyond a shadow of a doubt that is this famous person, but now you don't know that, that's a really scary place to be in. And that's exactly what we're seeing with this meta AI celebrity concept. So again, this was the first one that I saw. This is Kendall Jenner, aka your big sis Billy, who frankly we should DM on Instagram.
Oh, I
and
tried
see what
already.
she says.
I got in line.
You have to get in line?
Yeah.
That many people want to talk to her?
Well, it's chat with AI early access requested.
Oh,
so
I'll see if I can
let me
do
see.
it.
I can also do Snoop. Oh wait.
Well,
That's
so there's
Snoop
more.
Dogg,
We're going to look at
Dungeon
some more.
Master.
This is Amber. Amber is a lawyer on the case, or a detective, excuse me. She's a detective, AI managed by Meta. I'm on the case. Is this Amber, Jobob?
No, that's that's Nicole Richie.
Well done. Just don't be sus, Amber says. Are you trying to take out an insurance policy? Are you covering up a crime? Oh, no. And same thing, all the pictures have this weird little watermark in the corner. When you're paying close attention, everything seems like a clue. Because I'm a detective. Amber the detective. AKA Paris Hilton. This is Brew.
Who? I'm kidding. Sorry.
Nice.
We don't need to belabor
Nicole
that joke.
Richie. Yeah. This is Game On Brew. Sports obsessed. Trash talker. Step into the brew zone and prepare to have your sports takes flame roasted.
How much?
Message me to get started. AKA Tom
Okay.
Brady.
Here's a question. So say for this, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is actually, I forget, who was his big contract with? Was it NBC or CBS?
Oh, the one that was like promised when he left.
Yeah, it's like $300
I
million.
can't remember, yeah.
It's worth something
Brock
crazy
would
amounts of
know,
money.
but-
But so I wonder, like, if I were Tom Brady and I were smart and I was trying to appeal to the biggest and best audience, I would use all of the chats with my chatbot Brew, find a polling organization that would compute all of those numbers, and then take those takes on my game. And then people would be like, I love watching Tom
Not a
Brady
bad idea.
because he agrees with the majority. And again, I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I think you should say what you think at all times, not just poll the room and then go that direction. But if your goal is to appeal to the masses, like a Tom Brady character is, like The Rock is another good example of that type of thing, just kind
True.
of like mass appeal, you would be stupid to not use the input from everyday people with your chatbot to
Well, that's
guide
probably
the direction.
what's coding it. Yeah, that would be my guess. Like they're posting these silly little pictures and stuff with specific calls to action to comment or something. Right? If you look at this picture, it's AI. This picture is not real. This picture doesn't exist. And it's posted by an AI person who doesn't exist, saying, of all the best NHL teams, what's the single greatest team ever assembled? Let me know in the comments. This is what all these people are saying. Comment, message me, interact with me. I think they're just trying to take in like as much data as humanly possible.
From NHL great
code.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, exactly. Or you have like this fake picture of chips in front of a TV. Only one can be crowned the champ. Once and for all, let's settle it. What's the the greatest snack. They're trying to get people to comment things and to interact with all of these posts with these videos. And interestingly, the videos don't have the watermark, right? So apparently this is what they were paid for. Apparently, these are real videos, and they're videoing them to get the data of their face so that they can create more AI videos in the future.
Is that real?
There's not the watermark, and they're putting the watermark in the corner of these.
Have we decided that is the indication of what's AI and
I
what's
think
not?
on these channels so far, yes, I think. But I'll be curious to see how long it takes to get a video with the little watermark in the corner. This is presumably what they paid them for. This is what the 6 hours of work was.
Okay, so
that they can code this.
So there's the talk about politicians, leaders, celebrities being faked. Like, oh, this person said this or this person did that, and it's not actually real.
Mm-hmm.
The opposite is also now true. Any politician trying to get away with something that they did do can now just say, it was AI. That wasn't me.
Yep.
I didn't say that. I never did that sort of thing. And
that's what's truly crazy and terrifying to think of. There's one more I wanted to show you. This is Comedy Zach. AKA obviously Mr. Beast, right? I mean, that's incredibly obvious to me. This one doesn't have the little watermark.
that's a good catch.
So
I
that
don't know,
looks
what is
like
that?
an actual selfie of Mr. Beast in the studio that they probably needed to take a bunch of selfies and a bunch of headshots and do a couple of videos so that they can like take the data from their face to then create like the AI version of that.
Comments. Some of these comments were like, because they're all verified, right? And so people I don't think realized at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
you
that's
can't
I
tell
didn't
me that's
realize
not
when
Mr.
I clicked
Beast.
on this, I was like, I'm sorry, what? Because I saw this video pop up randomly and all the comments were like, is this legal? I'm so confused. Like everybody thinks it's actually Kendall Jenner. Who is this? What is happening to you? Are you Kendall? Who TF is Billy?
Okay, wait. So zoom out a little bit more from this whole AI thing. I'm blanking on the actual law of it, but the thing that makes social media platforms a billboard or a poster board instead of a publishing website.
Platform versus publisher, section 230.
230, there
Yeah.
we go. How does this play into that? Like if the platform is generating AI to post things that isn't real from a
not real person.
Is that publishing? Is that a platform?
Interesting.
I don't know. Where does that...
Because they technically are publishing. They're not hosting platform of
you know
other
what?
people's content anymore. They're creating stuff.
The good news is that the people that will ultimately decide this have a firm grasp of social media and technology.
Does
and
TikTok connect to the home Wi-Fi network?
And aren't 1,000 years old. So good news there is we're all going to be safe because nobody in their right mind would put 90-year-olds in charge of this sort of thing. That would be insane.
There are tears actually welling in my eyes right now.
What is it called that we're doing right now? Laughing our way at...
I'm the dog. I am the dog in the house. This is fine.
Laughing through the demise of humanity. Somebody has I think it's Andrew Clavin that has that headline or little tagline.
It's great. It's great. And they certainly aren't being paid off by the platforms that are creating this type of stuff, are they? No. So it's interesting to me because if you look at the actual content, these are just a few examples. They worked with like a dozen people to do this, but obviously it's a fake person. It's not the real person. And they all have like a job or like a quality about them. And then they're very clearly creating like a brand that seems like a person, right? It seems like this is what this type of person would be posting. So Comedy Zach, inspired by Mr. Beast, is clearly a comedian here to generate, that's creepy, real humor based on my artificial pain. And then you look at the posts and it's like, oh, I'm so funny. New account, who dis? This is like, while the girlies are entering their pumpkin spice season with boots, this is what I'm wearing to baked potatoes season. He posts screenshots of messages because that's what like a laid back comedian guy would probably do, right?
So have we passed the Turing test of indistinguishable between humans and AI? Because I think comedy is the final frontier of
Correct.
artificial intelligence. Can computers make things and craft things that are funny? So far, I think no. Being a person that tries to make people laugh, it's a uniquely human thing. And yes, a computer can tell you the diagnosis of some medical problem that is vexing an individual, or that can solve an equation that you need to build a building. But like getting people to elicit real human emotions, I think, is like the biggest test.
Yeah,
and so that's why I'm actually the most curious about the comedy
that's
thing.
an interesting concept. But as to like the distinguishing between humans and AI concept, it is interesting when you think about this of like the brand of a person's personality, right? Because you have like almost like a filter and like almost like a color scheme that's consistent across all of these unique accounts.
Well, yeah.
You got the comedian, the kind of dark humor guy, dark imaging, dark editing.
Is it dark humor?
Well, I think that's where they're trying to go. Like, look at how these pictures are edited. Yeah. They're very dark. Then you've got this sports guy. Yeah. And we've got sports, chips, TV. I dress in a really cool, like, bomber jacket. And I've got a cool vibe.
2 sports that I didn't play.
Literally. Then you've got the detective girl. And interestingly, her pictures and her imaging does not match up to me
Here's what's happening. Here's what this is.
And you have the New York City influencer girl. I live in NYC. I'm your local ride or die. Your big sis. Hey, besties. Artsy picture of my pizza. Artsy picture of my latte. They're creating human personalities for something that is not human.
How are PR firms going to utilize this? Because I think a not often talked about secret of the media world is a lot of it is based on attention. And so a lot of people do things that they don't mean necessarily in order to garner attention. And I wonder how PR firms are going to be able to utilize AI to then inevitably and ultimately get the attention that they're trying to get for their clients.
That's interesting.
Well, I wonder...
Or from a celebrity perspective, I mean, not even celebrity, even a creator perspective, how does this impact like brand deals and sponsorships and advertisements? How does this impact how you make your livelihood?
Me particularly?
Just anybody. If there's a fake version of you out there and a real version of you out there, does that impact... Like Mr. Beast is easily the most recognizable content creator on the face of the planet. He's the biggest, most followed content creator on the face of the planet.
Define content creator. Like YouTuber?
Yeah, YouTuber.
The most recognizable person on the planet is an orange man who lives down the street.
But he's not a creator. As you know.
I don't know. Anyways, now I know what you're meaning. But I
have to request access to this crap.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I swear, if you get access before I get access, I'm gonna
waiting
blame
on access. I want to message Billy
and whatever other things.
Should we pull up the other ones? There's more, guys. This is so freaking creepy to me.
Are there any people that I wouldn't recognize?
Yeah, probably.
Like. Oh geez,
I wouldn't know half of these people, to be honest. But we're also like out of touch.
Well, no, I feel
like some of them aren't even people. Some of them. Okay, come on, Instagram.
Did you see? Okay, wait. So back up.
Okay, I'm pulling up the other ones, and you talk while I do that.
Well, did you see? What was it? I forget. Is either the New York Times tech guy? Whenever ChatGPT first broke onto the scene, immediately Microsoft came onto the scene, and ew.
I'm coming back.
I'm like,
to that
look,
one.
yeah. So immediately Microsoft went onto the scene, and one of the tech reporters had a 2-hour conversation in which the AI ultimately was trying to convince him to leave his wife and be with the computer. And so so then there's the other question: where does liability fall if the chatbot gets somebody to do something horrible, or even just somewhat self-damaging?
Well, I think liability is going out the window when you're removing the human impact.
No, but somebody's responsible for this. Who's paying for the AI-generated chatbot? And so if somebody messages their big sister Kendall or whatever Billy their name is, divulging this whole thing of my boyfriend did this and and then Kendall goes, "You got it, girl. You can do this, blah 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 blah," and then that person ends up stabbing her boyfriend in the heart.
Great Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Applause for Jobob.
Well, what happens? What happens if an attorney says, "Well, okay, the meta chatbot."
I can probably answer that for you already without this even probably being explored by the legal area.
Okay.
What already happens with all of these companies? What do they get?
So it sounds like what you're saying is I should do something bad based on the advice from this bot so that possibly there may be a settlement in a lawsuit.
No, they don't do settlements. They get immunity. They get immunity for everything.
Oh.
You already know that. The same way big pharma companies get immunity for everything. Okay, so I thought these were all based on people. Some of them are. The additional profiles.
Is that somebody that we should know?
Yes, that's Charlie D'Amelio, honey. Yeah, it's okay. Old man. Do you know who that is?
I've heard the name.
Okay, well, we'll keep it at that. This is Charlie D'Amelio. I'm a girl just vibing. I'm Coco. She's the Gen Z dancer girl, clearly, of the AI meta world.
Okay.
Coco's got moves.
Boomer question: is she actually a dancer in real life?
Yes, she's actually a dancer. She was like easily the most followed person on TikTok for like literally ever. Now she and her sister Dixie, their family has a reality show that's basically trying to be the Kardashians. It's called We Are the D'Amelios.
Great.
It's literally
Good
the
luck
exact same thing.
to them.
Okay, this is interesting. AI generated image of a ballerina has the little watermark. Video of Charlie doing her makeup. No watermark. I think they did real videos with these people so that they can get data on them and then like recreate them animated later on.
Or to try and
video of her dancing.
But they also could be trying to see how much they can dupe the followers. Like if you intermix real and fake, now that everybody's questioning everything.
How do you know? We've also got the Dungeon Master.
Now,
I am the Dungeon Master.
I am pro Snoop Dogg taking on.
He's a Dungeons and Dragons nerd player. Love. This is giving Stranger Things. This is hilarious to me. Snoop Dogg is now Dungeon Master. Adventure awaits. Begin your next great story. And we've got a creepy black cat. We've got this lovely spooky season charcuterie board inspired by AI. Is this real? He did not put this costume on in real life. There is literally no way Snoop Dogg did that.
So,
I am the Dungeon Master.
Somewhat of a tangent. So I know this from the music industry. You can get rappers to do verses on your songs, whoever you are, for a dollar figure. And so what I mean to say is, it's very possible that Snoop Dogg and his management team had a dollar amount of. What do we need? What do we need to pay Snoop Dogg to put on?
He was probably the $5 million people. Probably. Put
this
weird
I
outfit
can't blame
on
him.
Snoop.
I
want to hear what he's saying.
I get it too.
Ready to play.
Ready to play. Play the game with me. Oh my gosh. So obviously that part's weird and creepy, and the fake celebrity thing is weird. But they also made, it's coming to my attention, 3 non-human AI profiles. You want to see these in real life, in real time?
I'm going to contend that Charlie D'Amelio.
Bob the robot. Too smart to be human. What I lack in emotion, I make up for in knowledge. This is so creepy.
This is that New Zealand
It's
Prime
Wall-E.
Minister was Jacinda Ardern saying, "We are the truth. There is no other truth except for us. I am the smartest person alive."
He is literally like creepy Wall-E.
Yeah. Why did they make the eyes like that?
Do you know how hard it is to not make this exact face when you all send me wrong answers? I'm quizzing you on the easy stuff, Earthlings.
Those are Fauci vibes right there.
Freaky. They have also made
science.
Alvin the alien. Explorer on adventure, capturing weird Earth things. This is Alvin the alien.
Okay.
Are they spoofing
All right.
Dwight? Like, what is the
Ridiculous legal question theory time with this.
Wait, there's one more. There's one more.
Okay,
I don't want to get
all
your
right.
take on it. So Alvin the alien likes octopuses. OMG, on my planet we have similar cephalopods. Da 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 da. On his fake planet. Why do humans hide technology in drawers? And they've also made Talia, the magical fairy. Play with Talia. Join me on a magical adventure. Just be aware of the evil fae and elves along the way.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This is real, though. There's no little watermark on this one. That's a real person.
Obviously. Well, that's interesting, Jobob.
Yeah.
That's interesting to think about. These videos don't have the watermark, so how do we know that all the other videos are real of people?
Now I don't think they are. I think because there's no watermark. Well, I don't think the watermark means anything, considering that it's not on this. Not on these ones. I complain in my stand-up routine a lot about dumb hypothetical questions. Having said that, I love hypotheticals. And so the question is whether or not AI will ever be, or how close we are to computers / AI becoming sentient, right? Like that's a pretty big conversation in this whole like, does the computer have feelings? Is it a real person? And if it does become sentient, does it get to vote? And then 2, is smashing a server murder? As far unlikely as that seems,
You know, sadly, in the world that we live in today, nothing seems that unlikely anymore to me.
I think, because like that, what is being a human being? Like being a human being
that's the greater implication and question that we should end the stream on today, because we can all laugh at AI girlfriends. We can all laugh at these weird fake AI celebrities. Yeah. Like, haha. We can laugh at the UN AI robot conference and be like, this is so creepy. This is so weird. Ha ha ha. But at the greater intellectual level of this, what is a person? Like, what constitutes a person under law? In society, even. How do we define that? Because I think, interestingly, if you asked a lot of our generation, our pets might be considered people.
Yeah, and those people
in society.
are wrong.
I know, but like that's how our society and culture approaches that. Theoretically, could an AI, if it achieves sentience, which we're getting towards very quickly,
what's what I'm saying is
be considered a unique individual culturally and under law?
And do they get the vote?
I could see that.
I don't know. Are they allowed to own assets? I don't know. Well, I always fall back on just the confidence that I have in our well-educated government officials to be able to adequately corral the careening train from going off the rails and destroying all of mankind. So thank you. Hold on, thank you. I had to yell it because they're 90 and can't hear things.
As a dad, how are you going to approach this? Like, if AI becomes more and more normal in your daughter's life as she continues growing up. Jobob's a new dad, by the way, so give him a congrats.
I don't know. There's so many things that you're like... what I found out is, even in the first couple months, there's so many things that you're like, I'm never going to do this, or I'm only going to do this. And, like, your plans kind of go out the window when the situation evolves. But... yeah,
if your daughter came home and said, Dad, I have an AI boyfriend. Meet my boyfriend, pulls out her phone.
I don't know. I think it's easier said than done, but I think my response to a lot of those types of things is going to be like, great, explain it to me. Or like, reason yourself.
Talk it through.
Because, I maintain that as a child, I was a pretty realistic individual, and if I had things explained to me, it was always easier for me to either sort it out or decide not to or to do something. And so rather than saying, that's stupid, which is what I would think in my head, I'd probably, I don't know, go along the lines of like, all right, how's that work? And then
just make her rationalize it.
Like make it become a real thing to where they go, yeah, this was stupid.
Fair enough.
Hopefully I've raised a child that can come to understanding.
Point.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we know you guys are smarter than the average person, because everybody's saying in the chat, a soul differentiates humans versus symbolic people. Like, no, they could never vote. People are saying there's no way this AI thing is going to take this far. I agree
with you.
Not to say like two tinfoil hat things. Like, yes, I agree with you guys. A soul makes a human being. That's what differentiates a human being from any other living or artificial life. However,
America's built on lawyers. And how do the lawyers define it?
Hey,
I'm not.
I am the child of lawyers.
I'm not saying this is not a shot at lawyers necessarily, but like,
not even lawyers. Just we are a society and a culture where everything is relative now.
Yes.
And so theoretically, somebody, a lawyer, a politician, somebody probably will make the argument that not people are people in society now at some point.
Legalism has replaced morality.
Yes.
So so somebody will think, well, if it's legal, then I can do it.
Yes.
And
correct.
so if that's
going to be legal equals good.
Legal equals good. So if that's going to be the case going forward, when something like this takes a foothold in American society, there will have to be some sort of legal wrangling around it. And what is that going to be? That's what I'm questioning.
That look like?
The tinfoil hat says, yeah, what's it going to be like when they become sentient? But like, no, the realistic side is like, well, what does actually happen? Because at some point, the legality of sentient robots becomes a real thing that you have to wrestle with and deal with. And like I said, boy, am I glad to have the fervent young American Congress and Senate at the helm of such treacherous waters.
God bless them. Godspeed on charting our journey. Just to end on a really fun note, just because this is the world we live in, all of that's fun and games that we all know people are people with souls and not just random sacks of mostly water and bones. Crazy Cat Lady says, until someone says they identify as someone who is soulless. Exactly my point. Everything is relative, and we've allowed our society. We live in a society, basically.
We live in
is all I'm gonna say about that. You guys, thank you so much for joining us on the stream today. It was always fun and important to laugh and smile. I know everybody's going through a really crazy time in the world right now, but I just want to remind you guys. I said this yesterday. I want to say it again. I think we often look at prayer as our last line of defense and as something that's an afterthought to insane things going on in the world. And when we feel really on edge, we feel really anxious, we feel completely helpless to do something meaningful, we often say, like, I wish there was something I could do, but at least I'm praying for you. I want you to try to flip the script in your own life this week. Look at prayer as your first line of both attack and defense against true evil in our world. Actively do something today to pray for your enemies and pray for people who persecute you. Pray for people who are experiencing levels of tragedy we cannot even begin to imagine this week, and that might include some of you who are watching. Try to think about things from the opposite perspective and just use prayer as your first thing that you think of when you wake up in the morning, and I promise you will feel a lot better this week.
I have no theological response, so amen.
Amen to that. That's an easy theological response. Jobob, thanks for hanging out with us on the stream today. Where can people go find more of your stuff and maybe see you be funny on a stage somewhere?
I was going to say, go to the tour stuff. Yeah. I don't really want you to follow me on the internet, which is not a good thing to say while being on the internet.
While being a
but
content
just
creator.
Jobob, you can find me pretty much anywhere. But come see one of the tour stops, the Elephant Party Improv Group. I had to put them in. They were opening for me, and they were so funny that I had to go in front of them and then join the improv group. Yeah, so now it's just a whole like weird kind of combobulated show of mix of stand-up and improv and a bunch of craziness. So
I love that.
Yeah, you can follow me on social media. That's fine. But also you can seek out those comedy tours at freedomcomedyevents.com.
freedomcomedyevents.com. Before you guys leave the stream today, do me a huge favor and hit the like button. That might look like a little thumbs up, or it could look like a little heart, depending on where you are watching. Make sure that you smash that follow or subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you always know when we are going live or uploading a new video. We are going to jump over right now for just a few minutes to Locals for our post-stream Q&A, which you guys are always invited to. And we always have some fun extra content that only exists on Locals beyond where you guys are watching on other platforms. So if you feel the need to join us and feel the desire to have more friends and a closer-knit community with people who share your values, Locals is the place to be, and we will be jumping over there in just a few seconds. Just as a reminder, tomorrow we are going to have a very special guest on the stream, a internationally renowned human rights expert and political analyst of all things happening in the Middle East, who is Palestinian. He lives in East Jerusalem, which is technically the West Bank of Palestine. So we are really excited to hear his perspective on all things that is going on this week. And I promise you, if you are coming in with any preconceived notions, you will be floored to hear everything that he has to say about how truly evil Hamas as an organization actually is. So we'll look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow on the stream at 3 p.m. Eastern for that. Locals, hang tight for just a few seconds. Rumble, YouTube, Getter, and Facebook. We will see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Bye.